if y'all want like a truly simple trading system, like don't even use all the other time frames, right? You don't even need anything. You just need the daily chart and set alerts near major support resistance zones. Only the ones that you think are the clearest, not anything that looks like it could be like a million different things. So like something like this, you'd probably want to stay away from some shit like that, like thinking like, oh, maybe it'll bounce there. Maybe stay away from shit like that. And instead, just draw the painfully obvious stuff, right? Stuff like this. After you draw that zone, set an alert. You can click this little plus button over here on this side of the screen. You just click that plus button and you can set an alert. Obviously, that's not a place to set an alert at, but just for example. Then here on Trading View, you can just have your alerts at those major zones. So then you don't really have to do anything. I mean, like price gets there, and then you can sell as soon as it gets there. I will sell most of the time as soon as price gets to a major resistance zone that I think it's going to bounce at, and then I won't sell immediately if there's like a major news event or something at the time of the release. I'll just leave it alone. But that's pretty much it. Like, draw the major zones you think price is likely to bounce at on the daily chart. When price gets there, do it, and just enter the trade and watch what happens over and over. You'll start to develop a skill set. You'll start to develop like a way of saying, okay, like now you can maybe use like the 1 hour, and you're like, okay, when price gets to a zone. This is a trade that I took, for example, on Friday. I took this trade that I call this one out here in the Telegram channel further up. You can see on this one, I made over like $7,000 on this one trade alone in like 30 minutes last week. And what did I do? Like price was at a major daily resistance zone, and I just sold. Y'all remember I was using the 1 minute chart. I zoom in. It's not like I just zoom in at the 1 minute and I'm like, all right, each candle. It's like I don't do it. I use the major zones on the 1 minute. Price had cracked past the recent lows right here, came back to retest, and I just thought, okay, now will be a good area to get in, because I knew if I get in here and it goes down to the next zone, which was like a little bit lower here, right around these lows, I was like, we're already at a daily resistance. It's already likely to bounce anyway. And then for me to be wrong and lose, I would have to break above this zone and then above all of these recent highs, and then it would have to go all the fucking way above it, like way the fuck up here. And I'm just like, how likely is that to happen, right? I could probably get out way before that. So my only real risk was like maybe like 2,000, maybe 2 or 3,000. But if I'm right, right, I made like almost 8 grand on this. It was like 7,600. And that's how I do it. Just simple support resistance trades. Anybody who's sitting here telling you you need the smart money, liquidity, order flow, bank manipulation, Wagyu beef, bullish Kobe steak, medium rare candlestick strategy with the institutional candle imbalance, fair value gap distribution, the accumulation zone strategy. I don't know. You can do all that, but like I do like the bare minimum, and I have done the bare minimum for years. I've been running this free Telegram channel for 5 years, and it works the same shit for me. So I don't know. If y'all want to overcomplicate the fuck out of it, be my guest. But I invite you to maybe just like keep it simple. It doesn't really matter what the fuck you do, as long as you have a simple trading approach. You're controlling risk. This makes things predictable, sustainable, consistent over time, because you can consistently duplicate the same thing over and over because it's fucking simple. How genius is that? And the second thing is, if you're controlling risk, you're never going to have a loss that you're uncomfortable with. You're deciding on the risk per trade, and then you just trade through all the stats. And then as you get better at trading, you start to pick opportunities that are more likely to work and better opportunities to take. And you start to ignore trading opportunities that you think are a little bit less likely. Like maybe like avoiding getting into like a fucking USD pair trade right before an NFP news event might be a great fucking idea. So that way you don't get wicked out on spreads and crazy bullshit like that. Other ideas, like if price gets to a major support resistance level, but it's like right as a news event is occurring and there's huge momentum candles pushing up into the zone, looks like it's about to get broken, might be a better idea to not sell at that resistance zone. So there's nuance that comes into it, and experience plays a role. But you can get a great start by just going through the daily chart, drawing the major zones, and just trying to pick the bounces from those major zones. You don't need these crazy 1 to 5,000 risk-reward ratios. I use a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio, and sometimes it's not even that, because I'll just close early. So my average losses are usually way smaller than what my average wins are. And all you gotta do is make a little bit more than you lose. It's the same simple shit over and over. So for those of you who are in Mission FX, I will see you guys tomorrow during the live session. Whenever the US stock market opens, I'm going to get some analysis done. I've got the new office set up. It's great. It's lovely. It's feeling nice and cozy. And we'll see you beautiful people tomorrow here in the Telegram channel. So cheers, everyone. Hope you all get some sleep.